Whatevs. Who's gonna watch me? But who cares? My house is a mess. Who cares? That's my. Ooh. That smells good. Someone's watching me? No. Really? Who's out there? Can you hear me? I'm just making a quick blend. Windjammer with some vanilla black Cavendish. Blasphemy, probably, for those who appreciate a good vapor, but I'm in the mood. I'm filling my pipe right now. And I'm going to do some work before bed. If anybody wants to say something, like confirm that you can hear me. I see a couple of people watching, which I'm shocked. I wasn't expecting anyone to show up. I don't think I want to mix that. Oh well. Well, I can do that. I hate it. I was gonna. Oh, I should change the title because actually a couple of people were asking about my fountain pen collection. I thought I would share that. Maybe I should. Really? I wonder who's watching. Creeping. Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? God damn it. Okay. Pens. What did I do with them? I'm going to go over on pens. Just briefly. I just like pens. I'm not an artist. I take a lot of notes. I write a lot at work. I thought I would show you. I'll go over them. First, my favorite writing paper, at least for note taking, that's not terribly expensive, is Mnemosine. Oh, how do you pronounce it? Mnemosine? Yeah. It's a great paper. It's comfortable. So where do I begin? Okay. This is my traveling pen. It's not a fountain pen because I don't like to fly with fountain pens. It's a Montblanc fine liner, Star Walker fine liner. Writes like a felt tip pen. It's very comfortable. And it's great. Now, I've got Platinum Century in the emerald color. Beautiful. Ah! Why are you up? Why are you up? I was bored, so I thought, why not? And then several people online were asking they wanted to look at some of my, just to see what I have in my fountain pen. So I thought I'd share before I went to bed. Can you hear me? You probably already went to bed because I just read your comment. Well, good night. Thanks for stopping in, saying hey. Platinum Century. I can't see anything because I'm old. I can't even see. I haven't used it yet, actually. It's new, so I haven't written it with it yet. This one I've used a lot. It's currently empty, but good. Thank you. This is a Pilot Vanishing Point. What's so great about this is it's a great note-taking pen. When you're in a meeting, well, on Zoom calls or Teams calls lately, you can easily just extend the nib and start writing, and then you could retract the nib, and it's not going to sit there drying out. And it's so comfortable. There's a nice weight to it, but it's not too heavy. The pen writes very smooth, which I prefer. And it's a little wetter than I had that I would probably like if you'd be nitpicky about it, but I love it. It's a wonderful pen. What is this? I can't see anything. This is the Custom 74. It looks kind of like the Century, slightly smaller. Custom 74. In the kind of a smoky gray. I have not. Have I? Looks like there's ink in there, but I don't think I've used this pen yet. It's new too. Oh, there is ink in it. What? Why do I have this? Oh. Ah. Oh, I'm going to put that in. I didn't realize I think I inked it for my husband when he was visiting because I pen-abled him. Here's the Opus 88, big fat pen. And I want to say this is an eyedropper. I think this is an eyedropper. Huge nib, stainless steel nib. Writes comfortable. A little scratchy, but it's comfortable. I like it. This is the Conrad Flex Pen. I don't have a Flex Pen, so I wanted one. This was a reasonable price, and everyone online says it's the best of the modern Flex Pens, so I got it. So I can play with it at some point, but I have not used it yet. This is the Monteverde, like regatta line. It's a rosewood and carbon fiber magnetic connection on the lid or the whatever cap. Really nice. I used this before. It's very smooth. Nice weight to it. for the price. It was not terribly expensive at all. I got it on sale at Goulet Pens. My first Montblanc, well, no, other than the Star Walker, this is my first Montblanc fountain pen. I put my pipe down. And this is the Lippert Prince. It's the same size as like the 146. Very beautiful pen. It has that kind of burgundy brown color. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I like it more than the 149, which I have, and I'll show. Well, I have it right here. This, which I got because everyone says you should have it. You should buy 149. So okay, I'll buy 149. And for the price, I was just very disappointed. The nib, I haven't decided whether to return it to Pen Boutique or just have a nibsmith play with it. It's just every time I use it, it doesn't start. So let me see. See, look, I just wrote a line. That's what it does. And you can't write fast at all. See? Look at that. No, those are supposed to be full lines. And for the price, I'm just very disappointed. Anyway, Franklin Kristoff, my first and only, which I'm going to get first of many because it's a fantastic pen. I opted for the 18 karat gold nib, I think, 14 or 18. It's wonderful, beautiful pen, writes wonderfully. Most of my pens are medium. I do have like a fine. A friend of mine has my a friend of what I'm trying to enable, which I've successfully enabled. Has my Lamy 2000, and it's a fine. He loves it. He's going to buy his own. These are just, I'm not going to really go into these. These are just Jinhaos and a couple of Jinhaos, some Lamys, and the Pilot Metropolitan. So you've got my little Lamy ballpoint I bought from the New York City store because I was nervous. This was that was a long time ago. I think this is a Jinhao, which is kind of like a clone of the custom 873 or something like that. Pilot Metropolitan. This writes beautifully, actually. I switched out for a Goulet nib. Just wonderful. Jinhao. I got this on a Kickstarter. Namasu. It's fine. Some Jinhaos, and a Lamy Safari, one of my first fountain pens. And this is in a Franklin Kristoff pen case, which I got from their seconds. They have a seconds type section, and I got it. It's beautiful. I can't find anything wrong with it. I mean, nothing. Of course, they're not going to sell it if it's not usable. It just may have some minor abrasions or something. And I have in my Galen Everyday. Shit. Sorry. My Galen Everyday notepad thing. I've got Pelican 605, which is abroad, and my favorite pen in the moment, the Sailor 1911. L? I think it's an L. It's not a slim. I know that. Wonderful. That's it. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say other than that. Now I'm going to get back to my pipe. This is going to be pretty boring. Whoever's watching, there's one person watching, I think, or is that me? Is that me, the one person? I don't know. It just says one person. I thought I would just come on before I go to bed. I got what else is going on in my life? I bought a bike. It's right over there. So I can lose weight so I don't die. My doctor is, what did he say? He's like, what the hell's going on? What the hell do you think you're doing? I said, I don't know. So I'm going to try to improve my health by eating better, which I think I'm doing. And I'm biking now everywhere, as opposed to grabbing the car every time I need to go somewhere. He did send me a voicemail and said that, your test came back, and now instead of being really bad, it's just bad. So I'm making an improvement. He literally said that. Instead of being really bad, it's just bad. So you're moving in the right direction. Smoking a Savinelli 122. I don't remember these things. I took some Windjammer, which I think it's a vapor, Virginia Perique from GLPs. I got it earlier in the year. Put a pinch of vanilla black Cavendish in it. That's it. I haven't done a posting in probably over a year, well over a year maybe, since early last year. So everyone's given up on me doing anything, and it's late, so who's going to be awake at this hour? I can't even tell who it is. I guess maybe that's me. I think that's just me watching. Yeah. My friend Fred said hey before he went to bed. Fred you should go see his channel. And I don't know if he wants a following, but he's right now, he's the first person that chatted. Fred Cabrera, he is an incredible artist. I don't even know what he has. I don't even know. Are we friends on Facebook? I gotta see. But he, absolutely incredible artist. Beautiful work. If he hasn't on his Facebook channel, you should go check it out. I know he has an Etsy page. If you're looking for original art, please check it out. As you can see behind me, I have an original piece of art, but it was bought in the store. I like some stuff on the wall there. That's original. A coworker's husband did that. But that's it. My little messy apartment just north of New York City. What else is going on? Shockingly, my husband would find very surprising I'm having a hard time talking about myself. There's a lot going on at work. Considering I work in retail, I don't work on the store side. I work in headquarters. I oversee our retail division. And even with the pandemic, it has been one of the busiest years ever. It's very busy. We're in the process of opening several new stores. And we just finished opening several stores earlier in the year. It's very exciting. It's better than being slow and unemployed. But I'm one of the fortunate people who appreciate their job and appreciate the company they work for. Not that anybody from my company is watching this, so I'm not saying anything to try to kiss anybody's butt, but I am fortunate. But it's been a crazy busy year. Crazy busy. And everybody's busy. Every department. I mean, most of our business is through other retailers because we're the manufacturer. So, and our retail partners they had a fantastic year online because when all the stores shut down for several months, online business just exploded. I mean, everyone was shopping online. I mean, look at the profits of our online retailers like Amazon. All the business was shifted there. People they were forced to shop somewhere. They were forced to spend their money somewhere. They couldn't go walk into a brick and mortar. I think the two biggest increases in sales were online, which obviously I'm not some economic genius to point that out, but also grocery stores. Because I don't know about you, but when you went out shopping, when you were cooped up inside and you wanted to get out and go somewhere, you created this habit of leaving the house and going shopping, going somewhere to spend your money. Well, if everything is shut down, what's left open? Gas stations and grocery stores. I would find myself going to the grocery store several times a week in the beginning during the height of the shutdown, just to have something to do to get out of the house. And of course, I'm there, so I'd spend money. Insane. Well, that's it. I just want to go to bed, but I'm going to finish this bowl first. Oh, that person got bored and left. One person came in. It's like, hi. I didn't want to say anything that'd scare you off, but you're like, this guy's boring. No idea what to talk about. I'm probably going to go to bed. Maybe we're going to 20 minutes. I'll give 9 minutes, so we'll leave on the 30-minute mark. That makes sense. I wish I had some artistic ability to draw something and keep your attention. Well, I don't. I'll write a poem. I could read my old poems when I was a teenager, but oh my God, that'd be gag-worthy. Right? I am going home to my home state of Mississippi this weekend to see my parents, my friends. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing my mother. Oh, I got 2 likes. People like me. It's been, last time I saw my mother was in 2014 when she came for my wedding. But I haven't been home in 8 or 9 years. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be nice. I grew up on the Gulf Coast, the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I mean, I was born in northern Alabama in Huntsville, but I don't think I was there very long. My father was in the military, and he moved the family down to the Gulf Coast. And I don't know if he was still in the military or he had left the military at that point. But I remember him working at Keesler Air Force Base, but he was in the Army. So maybe he was working in the Army base at the time. I think there was an Army base down there, I think. And I grew up, Gulfport, Biloxi, Long Beach. We moved around a lot. My parents, they weren't keen on, I shouldn't even say that. I don't care who's going to, I don't care. They weren't really keen on consistently paying the rent. So it's like we moved around a lot, probably against our will. So I learned to adapt to change fairly quickly and fairly effectively. But you do what you do. You do what you can with what you have. And I get that. I guess I could. I mean, I have what's the word? My frustrations with how I was brought up. Why am I getting into this? I don't know why. I'm bored. I guess I'm just tired. But I think everything that happens now as an adult, everything beyond the age of, I don't know, 25, I think that's on you, right? I mean, you just start having to use the skills you have at that point and identify the skills you don't have that you wish to have, identify the skills that you will never have, and just deal and try to move forward. Yeah. I remember when I was fairly young. Like I can sing. I have a decent voice. I'm nothing incredible, but decent. And I thought, I would be I want to be a singer. I want to be on Broadway, or I want to be a stage voice, not pop music or anything. But I was a tenor, and but I realized early on I don't have the fortitude for that. I don't have the ambition for that, so I'm not going to go in that direction. I got a job in retail. Well, my first job was in fast food, but like most people when you're 16. And then I got a job in retail, and I just kind of grew from there. And I worked in stores worked my way up from a part-time cashier to in one company, and then a store manager in a company for several, then store manager in this company and that company, and now I oversee the retail division of the company I'm with, which is nice. And I think, and I've developed a skill set that I can rely on. It may not have been the dream job of being a cabaret singer, but it pays the bills. It probably pays more bills than a cabaret singer would pay. Oh, someone's here. Wow, I know. I was just mentioning that earlier. My last video was over a year. I apologize if I don't know how long you've been a subscriber, but I've thoroughly disappointed you. I was bored. I just was going to go to bed, and well, funny, the other day I was on a live stream with another YouTuber who I like, who's an artist. Our connection, I think, is fountain pens and things. And that's how I discovered him. I think fountain pens are bookbinding or something. And we chatted for like, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes. And it's just like, oh, it felt good to talk to another human being over the internet. And I was just about to go to bed. And I said, well, I'm going to smoke a bowl, pipe tobacco, not anything else. And I'm like, I'm going to sit here alone watching some YouTube video. Why not just throw up the camera and do it and smoke on live? That's it. I just went down this little rabbit hole of my backstory professionally and my personal hangups for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, but thank God you came in and saved me from that. But I would be happy to chat if you have any, because I don't know what to say or talk. I don't really talk about myself like this. Or maybe I should talk about other things. I'm a pipe smoker. I collect fountain pens. I appreciate a good font. I travel. I feel like I'm on one of those dating shows where you have to like talk about yourself. I live in squalor, as you can see. My mother would be very upset. My mother was here. She'd be cleaning behind me. She was here, wiping things down and cleaning, and then cooking a full-on dinner at like 10 o'clock. Thank you. My friend who I was talking with online, he asked me what they were for. Of course, they're so I work in for a manufacturer of premium kitchenwares, and I work in the retail division. I oversee the retail division, so nothing too exciting. But I need to keep up on time because I'm having a lot of conversations back and forth with our European, our main headquarters in Europe. Excuse me, mostly with the design team who helps design the shops that I open. So and then a lot of our stuff is manufactured in Europe, Japan, China. So there's a clock up there that gives me the time for China. There's a clock up there that gives me the time for Germany. And there's a clock that gives me the time for the East Coast, which I'm on, a clock for the West Coast, which I have several stores on. So it just keeps me, if I want to quickly need time, I can point there, because sometimes I can't do the math and add 6. I know, and funny, a few years ago when I was having to deal with China, I had found out, I didn't know this, the entire country of China they have one time zone, same time zone across. Wife, children, no, I have a husband. And I had 2 cats, if that counts, but not anymore. He lives in just north of Boston. And I'm here in New York because of work. But I'm moving back to Massachusetts next year. We're buying a home, which is exciting. I'm trying to see your diagram. So what is Your connection. Are you a pipe smoker? Tunnel take, or a fountain pen enthusiast, or you're just bored like everybody else? Oh, hi, Rex Sturm. Are you smoking anything right now? And if so, what and in what? Nah, it is late. And I assume it's late for you. Um, I don't know if you heard me earlier, I'm smoking Windjammer from GLPs. And I know this may be blasphemous to some, I threw a pinch of vanilla black Cavendish in it. I was in the mood. Eastern. Yeah, I'm about an hour north of New York City. Maybe an hour and 20 minutes north. Yeah. But I'm about, I don't know, a third of the way down at this point. But I'm just sitting here enjoying my pipe. Ugh. Another thing I'm interested in, board games. My husband and I I've amassed quite a collection, and I think I played maybe 40% of them, because I tend to acquire faster than I play them. Especially my husband and I separated, well, because of the job. We don't get to play as much, but I have some board game friends that I get to go through games with. Sorry. So what about you, wife and children? You're on the East Coast. Are you in New York, Mr. Tunnel Cake? And what is your preference? Or do you have a preference? English, vapors, straight Virginias, aromatics? I have checklists to do. More checklists to do. I'm Greg 7. Oh my goodness. Are you sure you don't need something stronger than an aromatic? Maybe some Billy Bud. That's awesome. I'm a twin, and I have an older brother. So I have a twin sister and older brother. So I didn't come from a large family, 3 kids. It's awesome. And I'm Chris, by the way. Nice to meet you, Greg. I was going to go to I'm in a pipe club, the Long Island Pipe Club. And I was at the office longer than I had anticipated, so I couldn't. It's about an hour drive from the office, which is about 2 hours from me here. And I just couldn't. I ran out of time. Unfortunately, I only get to see them once a month. Last month was the first time in over a year that I've made it to the club because of COVID and everything. And it's a group of great group of guys. All home birthed and wow, homeschooled. Ooh. My 6 with degrees. That's amazing. I'm always hesitant when you hear someone say they homeschool their kids, but it can be done, obviously, and with the right. Not every parent is set up to homeschool. They may have good intentions, but I'm always scared of that, But then again, I mean, you hear horrible things about public school and even private. But my husband's family, his 2 sisters, think maybe his brother too, but his two sisters homeschool their children. But I mean, these are intelligent people. They don't necessarily have to have degrees, but they do have degrees, and they have structure. I guess now, when you say 6 with degrees, that means you homeschooled them, several years back, maybe. I can imagine it was much tougher back then to homeschool your kids as opposed to now with all the resources, the online courses you can easily that provide you with the things you need to do a better job of creating a structure and having all the different resources available to you to tests and curriculum. I can imagine that stuff. It was much tougher back then. All home birth. Wish there was a club here. Greenville. Greenville. One of my gaming buddies just moved. He and his wife just moved to Greenville from our board game group. They just moved there. He moved there for a job. 2 left at home. You must be very proud. Must be very proud. That's awesome. Did you, when you homeschooled them, were there, because I know in some cases you can take your kids to it's not a school necessarily, but some gathering place with other students are being homeschooled. So there's like a classroom setting, and they get to learn those kind of interpersonal skills of dealing with other children of their age and having those relationships and that type of social skills that you wouldn't necessarily get if you just homeschooled in the house alone. Not kind of just give them a level that, yes, you're right. Yeah. I mean, it's infectious, I would think. It can be. Now, what is you and your wife? No other families. Really? You and your wife. So what is your, I don't want to be too presumptuous. You can answer whatever you wish. What is your occupational background, or what is your wife's? Did both of you, did one of you like stay home, or was this kind of a combination of working and, I'm assuming one of you worked, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. I broke my tamper. The idea of giving them not just the information, but the desire for that information. I guess what's the difference between critical thinking versus just memorization? You're impressing me with every line. That's it's amazing. And how old are your children? The ones who have degrees. Are they just out of college, or or they've been out for some time? I actually went back to school in 2015 because one of my regrets was not ever getting a college degree. I don't think it probably would have much effect on my career now as at my age and where I was in my career, but it was a personal development choice of mine, and I graduated in 2019. First person in my immediate family to get to graduate college. My mother, I think, went back when she was an adult, like when I was a little bit younger, but she was one of the many who was screwed by one of those profit profit-centric places like Phoenix College or something. One, the ones that you've seen, the ones that got shut down by the government for predatory practices. And I think my father, I think he graduated high school and he went into the military. I think he graduated college, high school, I think. And my brother, he tried college and that didn't work out because you're young and your priorities could shift. My sister had several certifications, but I think she has something in a medical certification that deals with nursing, not nursing because she's not a nurse, but something along those lines. Since you like aromatics, I would suggest an aromatic. My favorite, I can suggest a English aromatic called Bear Blend from Boswell's. If you like, it's like a cherry vanilla-esque. It's in English with a slight cherry topping. It's not like some cherries that are like candy, which I'm not a fan of. And I like arrows. I'm not a snob against aromatics. And my favorite aromatic that you can get like regular from like online and stuff is Cornell and Deal's Nutty Irishman. Because my favorite is a one that I get at my local B&M, but B&M, no, brick and mortar, yeah. But you couldn't get that. So, but Nutty Irishman. Oh, children of nuclear. What? You're making this up. Nuclear engineer with a master's in financial mathematics, 30-year history major, 30, history major 27. History was my passion when I was in school. 27, registered nurse, 25, electrical engineer, 20, mechanical engineer, and one is in college for chemistry. Man, so I mean, really, I mean that tells me that you don't get to those fields normally with just absorbing information and regurgitating. I mean, they really had to have a desire to absorb information, a desire to learn and grow. To get that's absolutely amazing. My husband actually was a teacher who worked with autistic children for the first like 6 years of his career. And then he went on and got his master's, and he now has his own classroom. He teaches first grade, kindergarten. I should know that. He teaches first grade or kindergarten in Massachusetts. But yeah, that's impressive, man. That when I said you must be proud, yeah, you must be very proud. And the good thing is, except for the history major, I'm just joking. They all can afford to take care of you in your older age. You got a nurse who can take care of you medically, which is awesome. Everybody else in their careers, they can take care of you and make sure you're not out in the street when you get old. That's fantastic. When my passion was history when I was in high school. I thought I was going to be a history teacher. Yeah. And so I can assume that your experience in public, I'm assuming public education as opposed to private education, and correct me if I'm wrong, really kind of burnt you, and you weren't very happy with how you were dealing with it and how they were dealing with you, and you said, I'm going to give my kids a better chance, and I think I can do a better job, and obviously you did. That was your main reason as to why you decided to homeschool them, more so than any type of social, political reason. It was more about you thought you could do a better job of instilling the love of education, love of learning than any public school could. Yeah. Wow. That's very impressive. it's nice to hear stories like this because it opens up your mind to, you know, the way we do things on the average is not always the best. You know, not every person I don't think has the ability to homeschool, but I think that doesn't mean that homeschooling is not a legitimate and effective way of teaching our children. And you were saying you don't have I will. You have my word on that. And you say you don't have a pipe club in your area. That's unfortunate. I mean, mine's pretty far away, but it's nice to get to sit down and just talk about stuff and have a nice and over a bowl. And we all come from varied backgrounds. Different people, but we all kind of meld together in this kind of weird mishmash of different personalities and different backgrounds and different points of view. I'm sure, you know, it's a mix of liberals and Republicans. It's a mix of wealthy and non-wealthy and middle of the road. It's a formal education, non-formal education. Everybody comes together with this kind of instinctual need to just gather. It's quite lovely. Huh. Well, I think I see what you're saying there. I hope that materializes. I have found a lot of these. It's weird. It's even the same in the board gaming community. Everybody that I know online, the board gaming community and the pipe community, all lives kind of like in the middle of America. Very few are like on the actual coast, or in bigger cities. It's kind of all in the middle of America. Jesus, this freaking blighter sucks. Where is Greenville? That South Carolina or North? South. Well, there's one in North and one in South. Okay. North. So you're close to the river, close to the Pamlico River, close to the water. And I grew up, I think I mentioned this, I can't remember if you were on already, but I grew up in Mississippi. So I grew up in the South. I grew up in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, which I'm going back home this weekend. I'm going to visit my mother and my father and, you know, my siblings and my friends. It's been, I think, 8 or 9 years since I've been home. I haven't seen my mother since 2014 when she came for my wedding. I hope you and the YTPC guys who are in your area, I hope they do get together. It's really nice when you're able to. I regret not going tonight to the club, but I just couldn't make it. Now I have to wait till next month. Well, I think I'm going to go to bed now. It was really lovely talking to you. Thank you for telling me your story. I really appreciate that. I love having different perspectives on things that are fairly important. Will do. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you take care as well. Thank you, sir.